Welcome to Blake Street Banter, where one of us knows what the word banter means. The other two, one is just along for the ride. How you doing, Mike? How we doing today?
We're doing good watching the Rockies beat up on the Red Sox. But last time, it's been a long time since it's been just two people here. So we're back with only two.
I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a minor league. Last I updated the graphic, it was when we had Pop Quest on. It was like 2-3 weeks ago. So
yeah, I mean, we've had some more interesting things.
So many cool things. Let's touch on that a little bit. But yeah, we have the Rockies game on. I'm watching. I'm sure Mike's got it on. So if you hear us on listening, whatever, and we react, that's because we are live right now. I guess we're kind of a watch party, right? This is kind of a watch party right now.
Well, last time you guys did a watch party, if I'm not mistaken, it was brutal.
Okay, this is just two dudes doing a podcast, and the game happens to be on in the background. Not to jinx anything.
Never strike out. There you go.
There we go. You are 2 pitches ahead of me. Cool.
It's not just the game.
Yeah, Tanner Hawk is on the. Oh, there he is. It was only 1 pitch. Tanner Hawk is on the bump. He's more like Tanner Yuck. Am I right? What up, Eric Lambert? How you doing? Noah and Eric got to meet up to at Coors the other day. I bet that was pretty cool.
Eric's first time at Coors. I hope that went well. I mean, I know he's been a big baseball guy, so it's weird that it's his only first time at Coors. But
right. Yeah. Put in the chat, like, why was that your first shot? Like, were you kind of like Mike, where you had to travel across the nation to get there, or what was the deal? And hopefully Noah's as tall as he is in person.
Is Noah was?
Yeah, like I really want to know if he's like 5'8". I want to know. But like we have a lot of things going on, but we're not going to dive into it too much. We're looking for 30-45 minute podcast here just to get you caught up on the minor leagues. It was a short week. We have a lot of things happening, a lot of things coming up. Let's start with we are going to release our top 40 prospects after the draft, so to speak. So you'll see Condon and Brody Brecht, maybe a Tyler Lewis on there, maybe Messina. I don't know. But
who is Tyler Lewis?
Jared Lewis.
You said that when you were on Lockdown Rock.
I have messed his name up every time I see it. I have no idea what it is about Jared Lewis that I keep messing up. I must know a Tyler Lewis somewhere in my life, but I don't know. So we have that releasing. We're all doing our write-ups Friday. I don't know if we're releasing on Friday. I think Friday is our goal, but don't hold us accountable because
it's a lot of stuff. It's gonna be a couple, probably 5,000 words.
We got a whole team working on it. We got a graphics team working on it in the background. We got the writing team on the foregrounds, putting it on the website, putting all this stuff up. So that is coming. That is coming soon. Make your predictions. If you are listening, put in the chat on the YouTube chat. If you're listening while you're driving, go ahead and pull over and tweet at us who your number 9 prospect is, or who do you think our number 9 prospect is. But that's good stuff.
Everybody guess who Aaron's number 3 prospect is. I promise you won't get it right.
No. And remember, I do things differently than the rest of them. So maybe that'll be a good one. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even know who my number 3 prospect is right now.
I called you out in the group chat, I said it's going to get a lot of.
Because I know I have Veen ahead of Beck, so there's a little spoiler. Our team doesn't have Veen over Beck, but I have Veen over Beck. But Beck wasn't my 3, so I don't know who my number 3 is. I don't know. Oh, whatever. I will release my own top 40 when we release the DSB team's top 40 there. But we had a big day. Noah Davis is back in Colorado. Sucks because Herman Marquez is going back to the IL, which I don't know. Maybe this can be a little bit of a teaser for Noah and James's pod on Thursday. But like, is this concerning to you at all? Because I don't think I'm that concerned about it.
I'm always concerned when it's the elbow, no matter what. I feel like sometimes it starts as a 15-day, couple-week thing, and then it turns into, he needs surgery. I do hope we did extend him so he's here next year. There was no reason to push his start. Like, if he didn't have the contract extension, I understand you want to see what he's like,
right?
Especially after that long absence. But I just don't really understand why they pushed him back so quickly. But I'm not a doctor, so it's really easy to say after the fact he gets injured again that we pushed him too quickly. So there's also just a scenario where this was just bad luck.
Right, and that's where I'm leaning. I think you might have told me a little bit more worry on the worry radar with the elbow thing, but it being retroactive to the 19th is like, all right, so they don't need those extra 3 days to put him on the IL, or I don't even know. Maybe that's not how it works, but in my mind, it's like, all right, if I put him now, we're good. I don't have to necessarily retroactive him just because it's starting pitcher. So that's good. So maybe it's not as bad as it needs, as they think. But he also
it means that they first thought he wasn't going to miss any time, and then 3 days after, I guess, or whenever they got the results in, they were like, okay, he needs to go on the IL. So they retroactively do it. So they save that 3 day period counts the IL, but it's not the 60 days. So I'm still chilling about that.
And that's the exciting part for me. Like that makes me not so worried because like if it was that serious, it would be the 15-day today, not retroactive, not getting the extra time, that kind of stuff. And they built him up like 4, 5, 6 starts in the minors across the board, and they built him up. And it was like 40, 50, 60. He pitched 70 his last outing. So I'm not too concerned about it. But save that for Noah and James. I'm excited for Noah Davis, though. So Noah Davis, I should have had this ready to go. I'll bring up his stats. Noah Davis has done a lot more relief appearances in Albuquerque as of late. Which is good because obviously the Rockies have a plan for him, which again is good. But it's like, all right, so how are they going to use him? What are they going to use him for? I can see them in a tie block type role, that 5th, 6th long relief starter type thing. But Noah Davis is back. What do you kind of expect from him as we do this?
I think your hot take was he'd have like over 1 WAR this season, and it's still in play. I mean, you get on a good run, especially pitching, you can really get there. I think long reliever role is perfect for him. Usually, long reliever, you're not really pressured. It's either like you're winning by a lot or losing by a lot, or you're getting like 1 or 2 innings. You're not really getting a long reliever role. So I think he's going to be fine. I think the stats are going to look really good. I think he's ready for it. If I'm not wrong, he's been Albuquerque all year, which feels wrong. I mean, I feel like he
has 1 inning. He has 1 inning with the Rockies.
There you go. Well, I think he's an MLB caliber player. I think the Rockies got, I don't want to say better because we lost Herman, but I do think in the bullpen as a whole will get better if he gets put there in the future.
Right. Yeah. If he can be that long relief, that middle relief guy, he has the stuff to go in for an inning and just knock people out. The biggest concern that has always been there for Noah Davis is the walks. And in his I'm looking at his last 4 relief appearances, his last 4 outings in Albuquerque. Each is 6 innings, 4.2 innings, 5.2 innings, and 3 innings. So he's still doing the long piece of it, like still having the starter arm. But in those outings, it's 0 walks, 4 walks, 3 walks, 4 walks. I'm not going to look at the hits because of whatever, but it's the walks that have always hurt Noah Davis and his success. They've always got in the way of him. But he also has the ability to not walk people and strike out people. Like he had a 6-inning relief outing where he struck out 9 and walked 0. So he has that in him. He's able to work with traffic, which is good. You get nervous when he's at the major league level. I mean, second to last outing, he had 1 hit allowed. He had 1 hit allowed with three walks in that time. So the stuff is nasty. I've been saying that for years. He's at a negative 0.1 WAR right now as we talk on Baseball Reference. So like you said, that 1+ WAR is still in play. It's just, do we see him in the next week or two? Does he get used? Does Buddy put the training wheels on him? I don't know. It's always a question.
He's kind of like that guy that I think, like, the first inning, if it gets away from the starter, you put in there innings 2 through 6 or 2 through 5, and you start kind of clawing back at the lead. If I'm not wrong, his first start ever was like a no-hit watch in like the 6th inning, or like 7th inning against Seattle.
It was insane. It was awesome. That was our first kind of. He had an outing in LA the year before to like close out, just to get that experience. But yeah, his first start. That was sick. I was like, that was our first like BSB is here moment.
Now they're all over the place in the clubhouse. So
right, it was sick. So it's good to see Noah Davis back. It's good to see Aaron Strong playing third. Michael Tolio hit a RBI single today. So the kids are kind of proving themselves and doing their thing. The results aren't quite there yet, but we'll give some time for that.
But his dad's still dropping elite drawings, 80 out of 80. Scale trade drawing. Where's that?
Yeah, just hanging out in Denver. Like, yeah, you know what? Union Station, you're going on a napkin. Whatever else is down there, I don't even know. But like, Invesco Field, Elitch Gardens. Maybe he's going to draw a roller coaster for us here in a little bit. So Mr. Shunky, if you're listening, go ahead and draw Elich Gardens for me, please. What's next on the rundown? Got call-ups, got bonus pool talks. Last week of the ACL, let's go call-ups. Love call-ups. We finally got a few. Huge news for our boy Michael Persecki, and we were kind of on that, by the way, which is another reason to keep listening to us. We didn't expect Michael Persecki to spend too much time in Fresno, and Dog did not spend too much time in Fresno.
Yeah, I mean, he was in Fresno last year for over 100 innings, and he got kind of put back in Fresno, and we all kind of said, like, this is weird if he's here for more than a week. And I think he was there for 2 starts, and he immediately got the call up to Spokane. Started a game this Saturday for them, did pretty solid. So Persecki's back on just rolling because he missed the first basically half of the year, and that's terrible for him. I love Persecki. Like, I'm doing his write-up, so there's that.
There we go.
I'm happy. I think he'll be in Hartford by the end of the year. I don't want to say guaranteed, but because there's so many pitchers that kind of deserve that role in Hartford as a AAA for us. Yeah. But I'm so ecstatic.
Yeah, same. Like, he posted that 0.82 in Fresno, 11 innings, but like it was clearly a rehab, let's get you going up to Spokane moment, which was awesome. And then Carson Skipper. We haven't done a lot of Skip talk, which we probably need to. I know we mentioned about him a few times with the Zach Agnos double-headed monster when he was there, but the 11th round pick in the 2020 amateur draft out of Auburn was light out for Spokane. Literally 1.4 ERA, 38 innings pitched, had 56 strikeouts in that time. I don't know much about who he is as a pitcher. I don't know much about his arsenal, but his whip was 0.983. Just a dude. He gave up 30 hits in his Spokane time. He's had one outing in Hartford. We're not even going to talk about it because it doesn't matter. Let's give it some time. But Carson Skipper, you go down the list in these arms that they're finding late in the draft, and it makes you excited what they did in this 2024 draft. Like, this is a project. This is going to be somebody that if we fix, we can have it. But Carson Skipper seems to be that dude.
Yeah, when I was making the graphic, I didn't realize he was that dominant. Like, I knew the earned runs were great, but the underlying metrics were also just as dominant, which is always sometimes that's opposite. Like, you look at the ERA, then the underlying metrics, and you kind of like scoff a little bit, like, all right, it's going to go back up. Carson Skipper, not at all. He's going to fill in for Angel Chivihi. I always pronounce that. Yep. Talk about him right after this, but Hartford just replaces a dog with another dog.
It's not how the system works right now. Yeah, right. There we go. I like that. Let's put that on a t-shirt. We need more t-shirts. If you have any t-shirt ideas or know how to make t-shirts, holler at your boys. But it's exciting stuff. And he's a lefty, so we don't have a lot of those. We'll see how it plays at AA stuff. I understand he's not a hard thrower. I was trying to look up his draft projections. Maybe I can go to our Twitter's Carson Skipper.
Something finesse over power.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Again, I can't stay up too late to watch the Spokane games. I'm not going to be able to find the draft coverage that we had last year on him. I'll look it up. Wait, here we go. Maybe. Terrible podcasting. Fastball sits around 88 to 92. In other words, an unexciting pitch. This was out of Auburn 2 years ago. Throws 2 good breaking balls and a promising changeup. So I'm sure that changeup is sick. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hartford, that's my go-to. That's my butter there. So I'll make sure to keep an eye out on Skipper. And then the last big call up with the movement day the other day was Angel Chivihi, right? Like, that was kind of surprising because we've been talking about Hartford is the AAA where they don't want to send people to Albuquerque, especially the pitchers, blah, blah, blah. But Angel Chivihi is in AAA. He's there with Evan Justice. Our boy Dugan Darnell, Jeff Hartlieb is back. I think there's one more in there I'm missing. But do we like this? I don't know. It's weird, right?
It's a weird one. Yeah, it's a very weird one. We don't like to send pitchers up there, but also we're not really the team that's going to grab a pitcher from AA, even though I feel like that's we all kind of assume, like, if a guy gets the call up, especially for the first time, it's going to be from AA. We haven't done that mainly because I think all of our experience is in AAA. Obviously, that's how the ladder works. But I think he's going to be in the MLB whenever there's an injury because he's kind of a fresher arm, especially compared to like the Albuquerque arms who have kind of been through the mud a little bit. This is a guy who's super young. Like, I know he's made an MLB start, or not start, but appearance. And usually you look at like MLB veteran or MLB presence in the minor leagues, and you think of somebody that's a little older. He's still like 20 something ish. I don't want to say something wrong, but super young, still was going to develop by the end of, from now to the end of this year, he's going to develop. And I think Albuquerque is a fun test because I almost wonder if it's more of a playing environment to Coors. So I wonder how his stuff will translate. What are the walks going to look like? Is he going to get hit hard for home runs? Because you're going to get those hits. You're going to let up singles and probably a couple of doubles with how big the outfields are over there. Are you going to let up the big hits, and are you going to walk guys? Those are two things I want to see what happens with them.
Perfect. You said that beautifully. Like it's the walks and the big hits that are always scary. Each guy's going to give up a home run. It's just bound to happen. But yeah, he joins. Jake Bird was the name I was thinking of, but John Curtis is also there. Yeah, but Angel Javy in his 1 inning of work last week, zeros across the board, 0 hits, 0 walks, 0 runs, 0 strikeouts, zeros, just 0 in his 1 innings of pitch, which just going to see how, like, keep an eye on the walks, keep an eye on the big sticks there. And this kind of leads into what Eric is asking. Roma deserves a call up. We are on Hug Watch. We are a week? No, there's 30 days in July, 31. I think I would know this by now as an adult. Nope, 31. 31 days. So we are 9 days away from the trade deadline. You have Diaz, you have Stallings, you have the two pitchers, Gomber and Cal. Jake Cave maybe has some value, probably not as much as we like to think. Brendan
His
Rodgers
values with us, I think. Like
right.
Jake Cave's values with us. Like it's not. I don't think the Braves are looking at him and finding that they have leadership there.
Yeah, we don't need that guy. So you, Jake Cave, come hang out whenever you want. But like, if a trade happens, put your money on. You got two guys to spread the love with. Are you putting your money on Romo being pushed up, or are you putting your money on Willie Mack to be pushed up when a catcher gets moved this trade deadline? And we are the assumption that the Rockies are going to move the catcher.
If it was up to me, both catchers would be traded, and both of those guys would be up together. But not up to me. I'm going to go Romo, mainly because of the defense. I think Romo is just a true hard-nosed catcher. You don't really find those around the league anymore. I told Tyler during the draft pod, I think the league is headed towards a stolen base renaissance because we value offense so much at catcher to the point where I feel like in a couple years, you're going to just begin stealing bases for free. And Romo is kind of the opposite of that. He doesn't hit that well. Sure, Albuquerque, the numbers are going to look great. It's because he puts the bat to the ball. But overall, he's probably going to be a negative hitter. But defensively, he's going to be great. And especially with younger pitchers, if we see Carson up here later, it's going to be a perfect match made in heaven. He's good at framing, good at defense, can keep base runners where they are, if you let up a walk, last thing you want to see is a stolen base. And with Romo, you won't see that stolen base.
No, he has I just had it up. He has don't freeze on me. His caught stealing percentage is like 35, 36%, which I don't know much about percentages like that.
So 40% is the highest in the minor league. So there you go.
Jamie Westbrook. Who's Jamie Westbrook?
Oh, there goes Gomber's start.
Quality start still in play. We're all right. 75 pitches in. Gave up a 3-run bomb with 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Oh, he's only 4 hits though. Okay,
that's a good pitch. I don't know who Jamie Westbrook is though, and that's annoying. But Drew Romo, 29% caught stealing, so not terrible. You said 40 is the highest. Really yeah. Willie Mack.
He's also not just a guy. That's the thing with Romo. Like 29% is great. He's also not just like a zero on offense. He's still gonna hit the ball.
Yeah, he has a plus. He has a plus hit tool. And Willie McIver, 17%. I know pitchers love throwing to Willie Mack and that pitchers love throwing to Drew Romo, but that 12% difference in caught stealing, especially at the higher level, would be important, especially with our bullpen where it's at right now. So you're putting your money, all your eggs in the basket for Drew Romo. I would probably agree. Drew Romo.
I just want to think, like, PR wise, it would be really tough for them to, like. I love Willie Mack, but the fan base wouldn't really accept a Willie Mack call up over Drew Romo.
No, they'd be like, why, who is this guy? What are we doing? And I mean, just watch Willie Mack play a game. He's always smiling. He's having fun. He's hyped. He's a fun watch. Like, you have players you want to watch.
Every Albuquerque player, every time we ask, like, who's the prankster, who's the fun guy, the answer is always Willie Mack. And when you see them play, you can see why. He gets a hit. He's like a lightning rod. Like, everybody else around him lights up. It's awesome.
It is awesome. It's fun. It's fun stuff there from Willie Mack. I am on the train. Trade them both. Bring them both up. Like let's do something ridiculous. Like Willie Mack and Romo. Like, do you really need that leadership when they've been together for a year and a half so far down in Albuquerque, working together with Jordan Pacheco, who has his own experiences, and like there's something to say about leadership, but I don't know if you necessarily need us in each position group. And you have enough coaches, enough talking heads, enough veterans to help you with a game plan and talking through. Get there, Brenton. Nope, he didn't get there. Talking through the ins and outs of games. You're going to rant so fast.
Yeah, leadership's it's a tough thing for a fan like you and I to quantify. It's very much inside the clubhouse. You know who's the leader. Outside the clubhouse, we have no clue. We just hear the rumblings.
Right. Exactly. And so just let the two eat and let them eat together. Let's just call them all up.
Diaz needs to win us World Series. We will claim that as ours.
So. Whoever gets sent away, in that year, it counts as ours. Does Charlie Blackmon get moved?
No.
No?
No, it's simple because he wanted, like, they asked him last year and he said no to the move. If I'm not wrong, during last year's trade deadline.
I don't know if they asked him. I don't know.
But I don't think Charlie's going to want to move. We've already seen the Ryan McMahon thing where Bill Schmidt asked McMahon, hey, do you want to leave? And McMahon wasn't like that. But McMahon said, no, I have a 5-month daughter, like your old daughter. So you don't really want to move across the country, especially mid-season. School's about to start, too. That's big for parents.
Not the hold.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Blackmon says.
Charlie Blackman's daughter is a little bit older, or kid. I think it's a daughter. Yeah, she's a little bit older.
So there you go. Right. Stuff like that does matter, especially to the Rockies, especially to the Rockies players that have been here for long. I don't think we move them. I also don't think his value is that high.
No, I think he would be like a Jake Cave, like that fourth outfielder. I think he provides some kind of depth for some kind of playoff team. But there is a certain point where every player just has to like, all right, this is my life and this is where I want to do. Yeah. Which it's changed a lot. Like we would be mad 5 years ago of having this conversation. Like, why not go want to win a championship and go do it? But why do you want your swan song to be somewhere else after playing with the same organization for so long?
Charlie knows all the fishing spots over here too. Like he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, you don't want to start over. Don't want to start over anywhere. Don't want to go do any of that. So, all right, let's get into any other big things. I guess I always do that.
ACL ends. This is more just a little point. ACL ending means the draftees will need a spot. A lot of these guys will just take the year off, or they'll do. Tyler's telling me they do like scrimmage games that aren't official, but still practice. A lot of these guys will get called up to Fresno. We'll get to it later. Fresno needs bats. There's a couple guys. Robert Callis, we've been talking about. Could he get the call up? If he's getting the call up, it's going to be the end of this week or not this year. So we're going to figure out, are these guys going to Fresno or are they not? Pitchers, Sandy Ozuna is an 18-year-old, pitched a bunch in the ACL, 3.18 ERA, would be super aggressive because he's young. Brian Mania and then Redison and Gomez, both two pitchers, like 20 years old, could probably get the call up to Fresno in the bullpen. There we go. That's it. Not much to speak. Not much else. We don't know anything in terms of like special news or breaking news, but expect call-ups from ACL this week.
Yeah, and the thing about the ACL arms is they don't have as many innings logged as the college players that are coming in, unless there was a strict reliever, which I think maybe the Georgetown cat was the only one that actually it was a straight reliever. So the arm is fresher, and so you're not going to push these high-dollar, recently drafted players to go play for Fresno.
Or if they do, it's going to be like at the very end, like 1 or 2 starts, like we did with Sullivan. Like I think he had 1 start or 2. Like 12 strikeouts in 2 innings or something crazy.
It's not a lot. And so we should see some movement. And with this week coming up, with all the draftees coming in, they're all at the ACL, they're all at the complex, they're all signed.
They know each other doing icebreakers, I heard.
Yeah, right. So it's all happening. I wonder what like Brody Brecht said. Like what was the icebreaker for Brody Brecht, and what did he say?
I play football, something like that.
Yeah, I played. Yeah, what's the one thing you didn't know about me? Like, I don't like the Huskers.
We knew that.
Yeah, what else you got for me? But we do have a Charlie Condon clip. He was at a presser today. I'm going to play it real quick. Thank you, Noah, for attending it. Let us know a little bit about it. You should see an article quote unquote, about the presser coming tomorrow or soon. But let's present the Charlie Condon talking to us by Daily Controls LLC. It's an industrial automation and controls engineering company decided to provide and apply its 12 plus years of experience in the automation and robotics industry. Please contact him via email at info@datacontrolsllc.com. And here's Charlie Condon on what was to be drafted by the Rockies.
Yeah, no kidding. It's definitely something excited to look forward to. As we kind of go through this development process throughout the Rockies organization, I was extremely excited and happy to hear my name called and to be tied to the Rockies organization. It's been an organization that does really well developing hitters and things like that. And so just being able to get into a group of guys that know what they're doing and know how to teach power hitting and things like that. It sounds like we've got a really strong draft class that we've been getting settled in with, but really, really excited and really honored to be a part of the Rockies.
The biggest thing I got from there is that Charlie Condon likes to eat or hit dongs. Like he likes to just hit for power and let the ball eat and just go. And I'm super excited about that. He wants to show his power at Coors.
Yeah, this was the perfect spot for him. He's gonna be the face of the franchise in 3 years. If not him or Tovar is probably the two I bet on. But a good point here. The draft bonus pools came out officially. This is the most aggressive I've ever seen the Rockies. Yeah. This is the first time in at least the last 7 years we went over slot. Not only did we go over slot in the first round, not only did we go over slot in the first round, we tied the record of all time.
Of all time.
I did make the joke. Charlie Condon should have asked for an extra $1 to break the record. some dudes in the NFL do that. I love it. That's awesome stuff. Didn't do it, so it's tied. Him and Chase Burns, the two guys who were like 1A, 1B for the Rockies, both break the record. So talent, no matter what. And in the second round, we did the same thing, or comp A pick, comp 1 pick, whatever you call it. The second pick, we did $250,000 over slot again. We spent $500K more than we should have on the first 2 picks, something the Rockies never do. Makes day 2 and 3 make way more sense, but I'm taking that trade off no matter what.
And you can go see those signings on our website at BlakeStreetBanter.com for the Rockies draft signing tracker. Just search for it if it's not on the front page right away. All the guys pretty much signed for a slot. Jared Thomas signed for under slot. The big one that kind of caught my eye, kind of like what you're saying, was the young cat of the group, this 19-year-old Sam Girth. He signed for an extra $150,000 over slot, which weird. I don't know. I mean, it's a JUCO guy that was about to transfer to a D1 program, which obviously you're gonna have to pay me to go to you, but they must see something in Jared Girth if they're paying $300,000 for a 14th round pick. The closest person to that was Connor Eaton in the 6th round with $378,000.
Yeah, this was a very weird one because he's a JUCO guy. We didn't really know much about him, so him being overthought that much means the Rockies were making calls with him. They knew about him. They probably had this. I mean, they definitely had this already in plan beforehand. But I have he's the youngest guy we drafted at age 19. I know this isn't a draft pod, but another arm. The price tag makes it seem like this guy's great, and I know he will be. So that's fun.
Yeah, that name is going to be something that we keep an eye on. Like there's got to be a reason Dude Man got paid double what slot value was. So that's some exciting stuff there. Again, all the draft coverage is still up. We have the pod, it's still on the YouTube, it's still on the podcast. You have the 6,000 word write-up by Tyler. You have the bonus tracking, the draft signing pool tracker. Like it's all there. So you got that. You got us dropping the 40-man, our BSB 40, top 40 prospect, which is better than any other prospect list out there. Sorry, Purple Row. Love what you guys do. You inspire us to be a little bit better. Hopefully we do the same to you. So go ahead and just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on our BlakeStreetBanter.com, our website. Just keep frequent it. We got daily recaps, game recaps there. We got DSL player profiles. We got minor league profiles. We have just things happening. So just go ahead and go to Blake Street Banter and bookmark it real quick. All right, 30 minutes. As I said, let's do a quick 30-minute, and here we are every freaking time we do this. But let's do a quick highlight of the 4 affiliates and go on with our night and let the people go on with their day. Let's start in Albuquerque, the Isotopes. Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant's back. He is officially back. He is in the locker room. He has not been called up or activated just yet, which makes it's kind of weird. I can see Sam Hilliard being DFA'd and Chris Bryant being called into action there. But he went 6 for 11 on the weekend, 5 for 5 yesterday, 2 homers, no other extra base hits. Played first base, played right field, DH'd in his 3 games. I hope this, I think we said it last time, I hope this is the turnaround he needs. Hopefully he just stays healthy. Hopefully the Rockies don't break him again. Like, just put him at DH and just, this is what you're doing. Don't do anything else. Like, don't put him in the outfield. Don't put him at first base. Just let him DH and let him hit. Like, if he can just focus on staying healthy and hitting, we should be okay. But are you buying on KB stock?
I am. I mean, I think I think it's the lowest it's ever been in his career, which is crazy because I think a year ago, if you were to tell me that, I would probably ask, how did it get lower?
Yep.
And you got to buy when it's low. He's got talent. Put him at the DH spot. Let him break. We saw him in Albuquerque. I know it's AAA, but he's seeing the ball well. I know 5 for 5. I know it's AAA. That's a confidence booster no matter who you are, no matter what level it is. You're going to come into the MLB with some confidence. He's going to play every day. I know some people don't like him playing every day. He's the high-ticket item. He's going to play every day no matter what. It's like a hobby bias situation. He's playing no matter what. And put him. I don't mind at first base. His last injuries, they've been crazy injuries. It's a collision with the wall. He got hit in the batter's box by a baseball. Like, no matter what position you play, he's gonna get injured there. I think first base will be fine, but I want him to DH a lot too. I know we have Tolia's kind of going off right now, kind of proving everybody wrong about Michael Tolia. And Charlie Blackmon, of course, that DH half role, kind of half DH, half outfield. We'll see. I love Chris Bryant. I wish him the best. I really do. I think he's a great person. He's a good baseball player, even a better person.
Right, and that's always keep that in mind as we analyze these guys from our basements. But I just want him to rake. KB, don't do anything athletic. Just if it's a foul ball, let it go foul. Don't do anything ridiculous. Stay away from the walls and just come in and rake and prove everybody wrong. And like, let us be happy that we're paying you so much. I guess it's kind of my final take on that. So we should see him. I bet we see him tomorrow. I bet there's some kind of activation tomorrow. So we should see him early this week. Trevor Boone, 2 home runs, 3 for 9. Jake Bird, 1 inning pitch, 3 hits, 0 earned runs though. Chance Adams, he's been somebody that's been knocking on the door. 2 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts. Dugan Darnell had an inning of no hits, 2 strikeout a ball. He did allow a run, but it was unearned, so we don't count it. But the big one here is Julio Carreras, over 13 this week.
Yeah, he was just beginning to put it back together. I know the beginning of the year, the first month and a half, really, he couldn't hit a baseball. He kind of extended the offseason a little bit. I wonder if he just wasn't warmed up enough. I know he went to the spring training, though. If I'm not wrong, he did hit a little bit in spring training. So you never really know. He's been on a really bad streak to start the year, so his season stats aren't looking great. But that's because he had such an elongated cold spell to begin the season. And he was kind of turning it around again. But another break in gameplay, and he comes back a little I guess he's just a slow starter. He comes back 0 for 13 or 0 for 12, not hitting the baseball, striking out a good bit. We'll see. I think he's just going to get warmed back up, though.
Yeah, just letting get back into it. I know he's leads the team in like stolen bases, or he's targets the top in stolen bases and runs. We are, just for the record, doing a lot of stat box score peering right now. We didn't watch a lot of the minor leagues this weekend. Just caught up onto us. Tyler and Mike just had long weeks, so we are getting caught up with the box scores today. So not a lot of eyes on the stuff analysis here. But let's go to Double-A. We will not see Chase Dollander was not seen this weekend. We know he's in Hartford. We know he's with the squad. We had somebody DM us that they talked to Dollander. He's excited that he's back on the Eastern time zone, no longer on the what is that, Pacific time zone, which I 100% agree. Pacific time zone is easily the worst time zone of all. So he is in Hartford. So we aren't jumping the gun. Everybody knows that he's in Hartford, so he is there. But we saw Zach Agnos deal, the entire bullpen dealt. Carson Palmquist, 5 Ks, 5 innings pitched in his outing. But I mean, Ryan Ritter, like, is he the all-star of the Hartford Yard Goats?
He is, and it's funny because we talk about him like every episode, and I just feel like he gets highlighted again because this week was a brutal week a little bit for offense, and he, no matter what, he's hitting, and his peaks aren't crazy. He doesn't have like a 3 home run game, or he hasn't hit for the cycle or anything crazy. He's just consistently getting on base, leads the team in on base percent, higher than Adiel Amador. That's his calling card, so that's big for Ritter to get that above him. 4th in the Eastern League in on base percent. This guy just gets on base. He plays great defense. He's just so consistent right now. Like I said, the peaks aren't amazing. Like the peak, I don't want to say amazing. The peaks aren't super high you would expect for the best player on the team, I would say, or close to that. He just is Mr. Consistent, gives you a knock, doesn't strike out as much as I thought he would, is walking a good bit. Like, I love Ryder. I mean, what do you not like?
Right. And I think they kind of struck gold with that, right? Like he was a 4th-round pick out of Kentucky for glove first, and here he is, OBP out the wazoo. Like you said, his peaks aren't super high, but his valleys aren't super low. Like it's a very small, middle, average range. And if you want that from your shortstop, yes, sign me up every day. Give me a 100 OPS plus guy in the middle of my lineup every single day. I'm not going to be mad. Absolutely not. And he's consistent with it. It's not streaky stuff. It's consistent. And then the 17 for 17 strike stolen bases is nice.
Yeah. There you go.
Zach Veen struggling a little bit. So is Sterling Thompson. Kind of, it's always that week off. I don't know, like we saw with Julio, right? 1 for 12 for Zach Veen, 1 for 12 for Sterling Thompson. Still love them both. They'll be all right. Bad Blad, 3 for 5 in a double though. And Juan Mejia, 2 scoreless frames. Just let you put in the rundown, very Pint-esque. It's nerve-wracking. It's always fun. It's always something to watch. But that was the biggest concern for me with him coming from Spokane to Hartford was you got to lock in on the walks. That was the same thing with Angel Chavi. Like
he has
walks.
He has the pint.
So nasty.
The pint effect where you pitch, let's say he goes 10 outings in a month. 9 of those outings will be great outings. You know, maybe he walks a little bit, definitely still more walks, but he's not allowing hits. And then that one outing will just be, he can't hit the strike zone, or when he's hitting the strike zone, it's dead middle and they're just crushing it. And that one outing will just ruin the statistical effort up until that point, kind of. And now the stats look bad. But that 9 out of 10 of those were great outings, with that one 7 earned run outing in 0.2 innings pitch ruins the rest of it. Your ERA's ballooned. That's what I mean. Like he's a lot like Riley. I don't know if Riley Pine is the right person to use there, but he's just so good. But he has these one-off starts that are just not that great, and it ruins the ERA.
Yeah, those outings there. He had a 2-inning outing yesterday. It was the Bowie Bay Sox, which is a stacked Orioles farm system. He had 1 walk, but he had 3 strikeouts in those 2 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs in that. But like you said, 0, so 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6 in 0.1 innings, 1, 0, 0, 0. Those were the runs allowed in his like last whatever. However many numbers I said. So like it's bad when it's bad, but it's pretty good when it's good. It's the walks. Actually, his walks have been pretty solid.
Yeah, they've gotten in line. Yeah, it's been weird because I feel like it's just been these 1 or 2 starts. I don't know if it's preparation or what it is, but it's just been off. He did a 1 outing that it shows up as 1 earned run, but it was 1 earned run and no outs. So
there we go.
It was a walk-off walk. So.
Yeah. He has. So I just did 18 games. He's had 0. He's had 1 game with 2 or more 3 or more walks in it. Another game with 2 or more walks. So 16 of those games are walkless. So maybe we jumped on him a little bit too quick. His stuff is nasty. He is fun to watch. He does have that little bit of a swag, like I'm going to strike you out type stuff to it. What up, Grant? How you doing, big dog? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for joining us. We are just locking it up. We are going to Spokane next.
Oh, is it like a Ram? Oh, that boy Grant. That boy Grant.
Yeah, it must be a bus fan there. Let's go down to Spokane, up to Spokane. I think it was a little bit better up there than what it was in Hartford and Albuquerque. But Cole Carrick and Kyle Karros continue to engineer the train in Spokane. Cole Carrick 6 for 15, a triple and a homer. Kyle Karros 8 for 14, 2 doubles and only 1 strikeout. I mean, we've said it every single pod. Every chance we get to talk about the minor leagues, let's do names keep coming up. So we won't do it again.
Well, this was an interesting one because they played Vancouver. Last time they played Vancouver, Carrick went to the ACL after something.
They clinched. Right.
And they played Vancouver, beat them again, 2 of 3. So little Carrick once again kills Vancouver. So good for him.
Yeah. Maybe the Toronto Blue Jays need a Cole Carrick in their life. Maybe add him to a trade package. Don't want to see him go, but I mean, if he's going to rake in Toronto, rake in Canada, let's make it happen. The pitching was outstanding. Mason Green, I know he's somebody we talked a lot about last year. He was fantastic. He continues to do like a spot starter type thing. Sometimes relief, sometimes he's filling in. Chase Hollander went up. Mason Green filled in. 5 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4 hits, 0 earned runs in his outing. And then Michael Proszecki, his first Spokane, taste of Spokane there. 2.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 earned run in his debut there. And then another arm barn guy, Davis Palermo, 2 innings pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 0 earned runs in his outing. Just a lot of good stuff in Spokane too.
Yes.
And then
they have the ceiling of Spokane, or especially the peak of Spokane with Karros, Carrig, and the pitching staff. Like they're one of the best top heavy teams we've seen. And like you say top heavy, the rest of the team's still really good, but those guys are insanely good, especially for the level. They should be getting caught up at the end of this week, hopefully.
Yeah, they remind me of Jordan Beck and Sterling Thompson and Yanquiel Fernandez all last year. Like, there's no reason these guys need to be down there. Zach Kokoska, throwing him in there. There's no reason these people need to be in Spokane very much longer. They're in Spokane a little bit longer than the 3-headed monster that was last year in Spokane. Fresno, it was hot in Fresno or wherever they were. Too hot to hit, I guess. 0 extra base hits all week. Andy Perez went 3 for 11. Fidel Cruz 3 for 7. But beyond that, it wasn't too great. Jake Madden is back, shutout inning, and Bryson Hammer had another shutout inning. Like, the relief arms down there, the starting pitching down there is fantastic, but the bats, we keep talking about it. They're all there or they're none there, and this was a none there type week.
Yeah, I don't want to blame the Grizzlies because they were the low riders this weekend. So I think it was just the low riders. I don't know if it was like the vibe or something. They couldn't hit the ball. We're not blaming them. It's the low riders. I think it's the only time all year they're doing this, so they'll go right back to normal this week.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be all right. Fresno, I mean, what is their second half record?
It's under 500. I'm pretty sure.
Which is tough because they're
almost 500 as a team.
Right. So we need to get them back on track. So maybe those those college draft picks will make their way back up. So I think that's our rundown. Oh, one thing I do want to do is start something doing a little bit more. If you are still listening or still around, please support us and support the people that are around. I set up a support us page on our website.
I saw that, yeah.
Small, it's little, but our 2 sponsors, we are counting Grant Hankins as our sponsor. He gives us a lot of cards to give away. All the cards that I gave away this past week, which will be sent soon, I promise, were from Grant. And he has some other things he's going to be sending us, a little bit bigger and better cards in his own words. So give Grant Hankins a follow. Go ahead and click there. Data Controls, sponsor from the beginning.
He's our sponsor, kind of, if you think about it like that.
He really is. Yeah, they all are. And then there's also this Buy Us a Taco thing, which is literally just donating to BSB coverage. I continue to say it. We continue to believe it. It's not a lot of outlets are doing what we are doing, and we do it for fun. We spin in our sweat and tears. Basically, I asked Mike to create stuff, and he does it, and I just kind of watch back. So
I subcontract that work to somebody else.
Yeah. See, this is how that pyramid scheme works, right? Like, I'm up here, I got you here, and then we'll go down. Soon, money will come in, right? And then we can start.
Well, I was gonna say we're currently working on a loss, so Taco's great. Like, it's not like it's like money for us to spend on us. It's money.
It goes right back into this, like doing the StreamYard.
They're charging us to go live on Twitter now. Like, what are we?
Elon
rich?
No. Elon Musk, like, stop stepping on the little people. Like, it's annoying. So we do need that money. It goes right back into the StreamYard. It goes right back into the Twitter, whatever it is, the blue check mark. I don't even know what that's called. Premium. Everything goes back. It goes into shipping costs to send you the cards. It goes into the giveaways.
Website. Yeah.
WordPress. That's a 2-year commitment every single time that pops up. So the money is coming back to the team. It's not just being pocketed by any of us. I promise you, we're at a negative money amount right now. So we do this for fun. We do this just because we love it. And not a lot of people are doing what we do, man. Like,
no, we're the best.
We are literally the best. And
we're also the best because we're able to have so many people, because we're not expected. Like, you work for BSB, you you help us out, you're not going to get paid. That's just how it is. You're
Yep.
shouldn't expect money.
It's
So we're able to
very-
get a lot of people to help us. Well,
but we will give you all the opportunities. If you want to hop on board, send a DM. We will see if we can fit you into it. I mean, that's what Grant is like. Yo, how can I help out? How can we do this? And let's do it. And all the people in Spokane, there's like you guys in Spokane is like, hey, how can I be boots on the ground for you? What can I do for you? And we absolutely love that. Our community is strong and it's great.
There's
and
a
it's
lot
fantastic.
of BSB members out. Like Grant is part of BSB.
Eric,
yeah, he literally met
Okay.
met Noah. There you go.
Yeah, I think that was the first BSB fan interaction.
Yeah.
And so it's all out there, and we support the guys and the people that are tagging us on Twitter because we support the guys. Like that's everything. That's the only real reason that we do this. We love to share the stories and hype up these guys. So long-winded way to support us or support the people that support us. Go follow Grant. Go send Daily Controls, even if you don't know what automation means. Go send him an email and just say, "Hey, thanks," and we'll end it at that. We will be back next week with we're just going to do a top 40 BSB pod rundown if our stuff is done in time, which it should be. At least our information to do the pod will be good. Noah and James will be back on Thursday. Go Shunk. Go Shunk. Go Shunk. Oh!
It's just you're a little ahead of me. I'm using the Game Day 3D. It's kind of weird.
Oh.
It's goofy. It's kind of creepy. Let's see.
Nice. That's awesome. Love to see that. That a boy, Shunky Monkey.
I
called it.
Home run?
No, hits right at the bottom of the wall.
Home run in 20 other stadiums.
I know. Did you see that? Like that. I mean, you guys were talking about in the message, the group chat, and just law of averages. Bud Black said the other day, and like the Rockies have the most home runs taken away from them by any other team.
I love Bud Black. He just says it how it is.
Noah's a buyer. He's working, but he's tuning in. First extra base hit and multi-hit game for Shunk's career. Heard it here first. Let's go. Shunky Monkey train. Choo-choo, mother.
You were just talking about how he's going to get going in the beginning of the pod. So, boom. And that'll are you going to say the thing?
Yeah, let's get out of here. I completely agree, Grant. He is one of the OGs. He's a family of the pod. He's a fantastic dude. Good stuff from Aaron Shunk there. All right, let's go Rocks and the minor league affiliates. Woo! Thank you for watching and listening. Please